Hello again. So I'm back for another video in my releasing ceremony series. This is going to be 3 videos. So if you haven't seen the first one where I used crystals, go ahead and check that out. I'll put the link below. But this is the second video, and in this one I want to talk about using essential oils for releasing. So we're going to go through a little bit of the information we did before, but really tied to essential oils and a couple things you want to think about when you're using them. So first thing, of course, when we're doing a releasing ceremony, what we're doing is that we are calming ourselves, getting into a safe space, a sacred space, a peaceful space, and we're allowing kind of our internal monologue to open up and tell us what it is that's holding us back. Our subconscious to speak to our conscious and say, hey, you know, this is the problem here. You keep trying to do this thing, but here's this information I have that says that's not going to work. And when we realize that divide between what we're trying to create in life and what our subconscious believes is possible, that's when we understand, I have a limiting belief here. Here is what's holding me back. This is my block. This is what I need to let go of. So that's what we're doing during a releasing ceremony, is we're giving ourselves a space in which to recognize and let go of the things that are stopping us from really manifesting in a powerful way. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to pick the essential oils to use. And I have a couple to share with you that I think will work really well for this. You can either choose one you've been working with a lot, one that really speaks to you, or I recommend choosing ones that are clarifying, cleansing, or are really grounding. So the clarifying oils, 2 really great examples of that would be geranium and lemongrass. Now I've got lemongrass here, and that is a very, very cleansing oil, both physically and emotionally. And basically what it's doing is identifying problem, scrubbing problem, allowing you to move forward, right? That's what kind of the emotional effects of these cleansing oils. Another cleansing oil is geranium, which really helps you to identify things that aren't working at a heart level. This is a thing I don't like. This is a thing that does not sit well with me. And when you can identify that, you can allow yourself to let go of that, to stop holding it and keeping it in your life, right? So I don't have geranium by itself, but it's in one of the blends that I love to use myself for releasing, which, funny enough, is called release oil, right? So release oil has a lot of great oils in it that combine together. I'll put a link if you want to learn more about it. But one of my favorite oils that is in here is in geranium, and it's in a lot of my favorite blends because it does allow you to identify at a heart level the thing that's just not, it doesn't feel right, it's not sitting right. So those are 2 great oils to use. The other way you could go or combine is the grounding oils. And 2 very, very popular would be the frankincense, right? We all know frankincense oil, kind of a meditative oil, calming, allows us to let go of some of the noise of life and focus in on one thing at a time, be in the now. Then one you may not be as familiar with is Ravintsara, which is a kind of like eucalyptus in that smell that it has, very uplifting, very opening. So it is focusing and meditative in an awake way. So if you're wanting to be grounded yet awake, that's Ravintsara. If you're wanting to be grounded and calm, that's frankincense. Today I decided I wanted to just kind of do an unusual, a pairing I don't usually do. I usually use the release oil, but I'm going to do Ravintsara and lemongrass. And so there are a couple of ways that you could do this. You could do a drop in each palm, or in one palm, a drop of each in your palm. Okay, so some lemongrass, some Ravintsara, and generally what I'll do is I will just rotate my hands 3 times, kind of get those molecules moving, and then just breathe in. So if you know in yoga how they talk about the cleansing breath, well, Ravintsara and lemongrass is really opening up that process because it's a very awake and an open air passage, sort of a combination. So that's one simple way that you can use your essential oils. You can just, let me make sure I'm putting this on the right one. Okay, you can just go ahead and put the drops in your hand and then smell the essential oils, bring them in. Or if rather than having them topically, you want to just do them aromatically using a diffuser, you could grab a diffuser and do that. Now I have one of the Young Living diffusers since I use their essential oils, but you can get a lot of different ones, but this is just a simple dewdrop diffuser, and the steam comes out the top, right? And so all I'm doing is I would just set it near me and I could breathe that in. I really prefer to be hands-on, literally, and breathing it in, but it's up to you. It's whatever works for you particularly, okay? So once I've chosen my oils, that's step one. Step two, put them on my hands, right? And then breathe deeply. And then the third thing is that we're going to set an intention. I talked about this in the other video. We're going to set the intention. I am ready to release whatever I need to release in order to move forward in life. I am ready to release whatever I need to release in order to move forward in life. I'm ready to release whatever I need to release in order to move forward in life. All right, so you've got the intention set. All of the levels, subconscious, conscious, heart level, mind level, we know what's happening. We're ready to go. We've set an intention, okay? And then we're going to just sit for 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to just allow ourselves to be calm, to be quiet, to meditate. And as I mentioned in the other video, just listen to some music, calming music, Insight Timer, YouTube, your favorite calming music, whatever works for you, or just sit in silence. And we're just opening up a space so that that dialogue can begin. Let go of the things that are worrying you about life. Allow the thought to pass through and move on. Allow another thought to pass through and move on. And just continue to remain calm and peaceful and quiet. And you can sit there for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for longer if you desire. But then we're going to move on to the next step. And the next step is step 5, is to ask the question, what do I need to release today? What can I release today? What am I ready to release today? I kind of like to stay positive. So what am I ready to release today? And you may have something pop into your head immediately. You may need to take a couple more breaths. Just wait for the word, the phrase, the image to come to mind. What am I ready to release today? Let's say that the thing that comes to mind is fear of failure, right? That's a big one for all of us, fear of failure. And so then once you've heard this phrase or you've seen this image, what it is you need to release, now it's time to say, what am I going to replace it with? What will I replace fear of failure with, right? So this is going to be totally up to you. For you, the opposite of fear of failure may be acceptance that failure is part of life, or it may be faith that you won't fail. Whatever it is that at this moment in life you need, what would help you to step forward? Allow yourself to answer that question. So take another moment. What's your replacement for fear of failure, or whatever the other emotion is, the other thought, the other thing that comes to mind for you? Okay, and the thing that comes to me is trust the process. That's the thing that pops into my head. So once I've decided, okay, I know what I want to release, I know what I want to replace it with, now we can do the affirmation. I release fear of failure, which no longer serves me in a positive and productive manner. I release fear of failure, which no longer serves me in a positive and productive manner. And a lot of times I'll have one hand on my heart one hand on my head, connecting the mind and the heart level. I release the fear of failure, which no longer serves me in a positive and productive manner. What do we want to replace it with? I choose to trust the process. I choose to trust the process. I choose to trust the process. I believe in the process. I believe in the process. I believe in the process. I manifest through the process. I manifest through the process. I manifest through the process. See how much better that feels? To know that you can choose the process, you can believe in the process, you can manifest through the process, rather than just subconsciously fearing any sort of failure going forward in life. So whatever the thing is that you have that you want to release, there is an opposite, there is an other choice that you want to replace it with. And that's the affirmation that you'll use. I release this thing which no longer serves me in a positive and productive manner. I choose, I believe, I manifest the new thing. And so the bonus here is that you could do this once. You could say, okay, something's really bothering me. I know I need to release something. Let me release it. Or you could give it a whole day, a whole afternoon, and say, this is my time to release as much as humanly possible. You could just keep repeating step 5 and 6. Ask yourself, what am I ready to release? What can I replace it with? And then say the affirmation. You could do this 3, 4, 5, 6 different things and let it all go. Or if you're just in a real rock and hard place, time of life, in a real, you're feeling pulled, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling whatever, you could do this once a day for a week. And I think that is a great way to do it, because you're getting your body used to that process. You're getting your spirit used to that process, but you're not overwhelming yourself all at once. So you might take a week and say, you know what? Instead of doing a physical detox, instead of, stop not eating sugar for a week, I'm going to let go of something emotional. I'm going to let go of something that's bothering me at a subconscious level. One thing per day for an entire week, and just go through this simple process. And it's really a 10-minute process, a 20-minute process if you want to meditate for longer. It's a very, very simple thing to do. And then the bonus, as I mentioned in the crystal video, choose a crystal that will speak to this new thing that you want to believe in, right? So the same thing, you can choose an oil to wear that will help you to really live into this new energy, this new belief that you're choosing over the limiting belief. And it could be, you could go through your oil collection, you could see what speaks to you, you could choose something that has to do with the process, with, honoring the process, or whatever it is that you've replaced. But what I love to do personally is to choose an oil that in general just uplifts my spirit. I've let something go, I've let go of a lower vibration. I want to raise my vibration, and an oil that always does this for me is bergamot. So I love to apply bergamot directly to my heart, that heart chakra, to get that oil going. I also love Believe oil, and bergamot is in that. So I would take a drop. I think I'm running low, so let's see if I can get a drop out. Oh, I need some more. So I would just take it and rub it directly on my skin, right? If you have sensitive skin, you might want to use a carrier oil like olive oil or coconut oil, but rub that directly on the heart chakra. Breathe it in. So good. And then just move about your day. So in this, as a recap for essential oils, a clarifying oil or a grounding oil, so something like lemongrass for clarifying, or geranium for clarifying, or the release oil blend. Or for grounding, something like frankincense or rabbit-sera. Maybe you have a particular wood oil that you just really, really love. Any of those would be great for that. And then to use bergamot or any of those uplifting citrusy oils to really help lift your spirits at the end of this process and carry you throughout the day. So I hope that was really helpful. Again, I'll leave the link for the other video if you want to see how to do a releasing ceremony with crystals particularly. And then check back, because I'm going to do a third video kind of to round out this series to talk about it's particularly how you want to prepare your space before you get into this releasing ceremony or any of the other ceremonies that you might be doing. So I will see you for that video soon. If you enjoyed this, please like, please subscribe, and please share with a friend that could use this information too. And I'll see you in the next one.